any single clogs that may hinder us from doing every single thing that we want to do, from hearing from you, Jesus. Lord, be with us tonight. Father, we call upon more of your encounter, that Jehovah God, you may work in us. You may move in us tonight. We thank you and we give you glory. Through Christ our Lord, we pray in thanksgiving. And people say amen.
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 Karibu sana. Now, those who've come in, hey, karibuni, karibuni kabisa. Philomena, how are you?
Fine, thank you. I'm doing well.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Maombi yako imekuwaje during the week?
Imekuwa poa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so far so good. Naendelea tu poa.
Really fiti sana. Any challenges? Dennis,
Yes,
you okay?
very well. Are you ready for me?
Hey, there's something you've just done. So umenicut short. So nakuforce kuja.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. I was targeting someone else. Sorry about that.
And so let me just hear somebody here. There's a gentleman that has just come in. I want to hear his voice.
No, don't bother him, please.
Yes, please. Let me just hear his voice.
Okay.
Actually, there are two. So, mademu ameongea sana. Oliver.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine.
Welcome.
Thank you. I've just joined and I am wondering what's going on.
Oh.
Yeah.
But you are in the group, right?
No, I've just gotten the link.
Well, I had indicated allow Oliver to be.
Okay. Sawa. Pole, Oliver. But welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Dennis. This other one has got an issue with his mic, so may continue.
So hello everyone, nice to see all of you, and those who've been doing the March daily spiritual walk. Congratulations, keep doing it. You're doing well, and there is grace if you seek it, and there is no grace if you don't seek it. So please seek grace. Today I have something little for you guys. I hope you're gonna enjoy it. Anyone who saw what the topic was, just shout it out.
Keeping the faith.
Yes,
Yeah.
Rima?
Keeping the faith.
You sure? That's for the daily prayer, but our Zoom meeting had a topic. Our Zoom meeting had a topic.
Overcoming the past.
Yes, overcoming the past. Thank you, Lucy. So that's what you're going to be handling today. And I can only imagine that none of you who is gathered here doesn't have a past. If you don't have one, say I, and we will wander together with you. So everyone has a past. It's by virtue you're alive that you have a past. If you're not alive, we can't discuss this. So being alive makes us that we started somewhere, and it's an attribute of time. It's past is an attribute of time, meaning that your time is passing and you are advancing in years, you're advancing in experiences, you're advancing in things that you're getting to know, to touch, to experience on a daily basis. And I want to encourage you that as we enjoy and as we share about our past, that you take time to rewind and go as far as you want. If you want to go as far as when you're born, that's okay. I don't know how do you have memory? What's the farthest memory you have about yourself? If anyone would unmute and just shout it out and tell me, how far back are you able to remember about yourself? What's the oldest memory about yourself you seem to remember? Anyone?
From childhood.
What
Hi,
stage of
David.
time? Hi, Catherine.
From childhood.
What
Hello.
nursery school level, suckling,
Primary?
primary? Okay.
Yeah. Mm.
Wow.
Do I need to go further?
No, yeah, if you can, I want the oldest memory of yourself.
Okay. How the teachers used to beat us. How I used to fight in primary school.
Oh, that's still primary. I thought you're going to go lower and go to nursery.
Oh, nursery. What do I remember about nursery? The way we used to go back to school to sleep. That is what I can remember.
That's amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Tell me your oldest memory you can remember.
Hi, David. I can
Hi.
remember it. Yeah, since nursery, since I started going out class, I can remember.
Nursery. Wow. Anyone else? Any old memory you can remember? Maureen, can you remember anything about your past? The oldest.
Yes, it's weird because I was thinking about the same thing this week. And I went back to a memory where I was maybe about 5 years old, and we were with my dad in the car. We were meant to go to church, but he took us to a shopping center instead. And I remember I had so much fun that day. But yeah, I think that's the oldest story I have. Yeah.
Good. Hey, Philomena, any memory you have? Oldest.
My oldest memory will be nursery school. I wasn't the very cooperative kids going to school, so I would throw up, I would cry. Yeah, it was not
it was not as pleasant.
Such a good. I can visualize how nursery school was, and we used to take hot chocolate, and they were very good.
Wow, but you're disconnecting, so we are losing you. Anyone tell me if you have an older memory than mine? I can actually remember when I was around, is it 3 years, and I was watching some Ghostbuster. It was the first time I was watching that Ghostbuster cartoon, and my goodness, I almost died. You know that when the way the cartoon starts small and then it grows bigger, as if just in reducing the distance. So I thought, oh my God, it's gonna leave the TV and come and haunt me. So I still remember that thing to date. I have some faint memories of tackling. I even remember clearly my nursery school life, going to my dad taking me over there. Sometimes I liked the snacks they packed for me. Sometimes I didn't like. I would hide and come back with them. So I have some very, very clear memories of my past. Mhm. So I want to ask another question. What's easier to remember? Uh, Sad memories, bad memories, or good memories? What is easier to remember? If someone doesn't mind to unmute, what is easier to remember?
It is easier to remember the sad and the ugly memories.
The sad and the ugly. Wow. Thanks, Oliver. Anyone else?
Hi.
Hi, Mary.
I think it's easy to remember the negative memories, the sad one. Yeah. Isn't those thick more than the happy ones?
Goodness.
Yeah.
Anyone else with a contrary opinion?
I think for me, it both have an equal share. There are times the happy memories stick out more than the sad memories. There are days that sad memories come out much, much more. It depends with the triggers of the day.
I don't know if this thing has the capacity to run a vote. I would have liked to poll which memory really stays more, because but maybe I could use the chat. You, which memories are vivid, positive or negative? Just put it on the chat. A plus or a minus. That's so easy. Yeah, we can do it quickly, and then I can count. So plus is, you're saying positive things like happiness can make things stick, and negative, you put the minus sign. Just put it on the chat. Let me see where you stand in terms of memories. What makes it stick? There you go, Oliver. Second, negative. 3, 4, minus. Let's go. It's easy. Just put it on, press the minus or the plus sign. Yes, Michelle amesisitiza negative. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Komsi komsa for Mary. Let's do this. We are 13 of us. Let's it's easy. I wouldn't have trouble counting. If you were 100, I would be 50-50 Rima. I like your honesty. Let's do this. We have a few more to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Few more to go. What sticks better to you? Negative memory or positive? What sticks better to you? What sticks better? I haven't seen Ruth's answer. I haven't seen Sabina's answer. Would I could type negative or positive? Let me see those answers. They're very important right now. Lucy, have I seen yours? Lucy Kyong. Sabina, yes. Hey, type out yako. You don't want to, I will tell you clearly what sticks better. Oh goodness. Are you saying comme ci, comme ça, Lucy? You're saying it's half, yeah? Goodness. Now, wow. So this topic was so necessary. I see how you guys are putting in some serious things. Okay. And allow me to also indicate. Now, I'm gonna give you a story. I'm going to borrow it from the Bible, and then you tell me. For 400 years, the children of Israel are stuck in Egypt, and they are suffering, and they are going through troubles. So while they are going through troubles, there is a situation. They are brought out and they are rescued, and they are brought into the desert before getting to Canaan. And while they are there, they are suffering. And but not as compared to the suffering in terms of suffering compared to what they were as slaves. They are suffering, but in a different kind of a way. Because they have to maybe put up with manna every day. They have to put up with crying for water, having to tell Moses everything. A different kind of a suffering, but not equal to. But while they are at that kind of suffering, which is less compared to the suffering that they go through in Egypt, they begin relinquishing memories of, oh, we were eating this and that. We were, what did they say? Melon, watermelon. Sorry about that. So they were having watermelons, they were having kitungu saumu. Those are the things they were telling Moses, you know, it's better we go back to Egypt to having this and that. We were enjoying ourselves. So this is not what we want. This suffering here in the desert is. So what do you say about that? They did not remember the suffering. They remembered the small niceties they were having. What do you say that? Is it a positive memory or a negative memory? Anyone? Why would they? Yes, Lucy.
I think what I'd say, you've given the kind of life we are living today, and your life is filled with good memories. You're probably going through good things. Let's say, for example, you're having a good job, you're in a good relationship, you have good friendships, and then suddenly you're in a crisis that you didn't expect. Then you would definitely remember the good times and the good memories that we had. I think the good memories are you will remember them depending on the negative circumstance that gets to you at some point in life. That's what I'd say.
I'm seeking out to know, why would they really remember only what was good and eliminate all the negative? How did they manage to do that?
There's someone who mentioned about triggers when you're asking the last question. So I think when they were in a difficult situation, they were trying to go back to a time where they were having a good time in Egypt themselves. Even though in Egypt, generally, it was a bad situation, but they wanted to go back to the thing that they remember that was good about that situation, as opposed to where they were at that time.
Allow me to bring you on board to something called selective amnesia, where you are the person who chooses to remember what you want to remember and what you do not want to remember. You are the person in full control of your memory. Allow me to say also that memory is yours. Yes, memory is completely yours. We do not have shared memories that you have a flash disk and then you can give someone to take out some memories from there and then you bring back. Your hard disk is installed in you, so it is yours. So you make the decisions on how and what to remember and when to remember. It's completely under your full custody. So you make the ultimate decision of what you want to remember. Allow me to just allow that to sink in, because many other times we look like we are subjective, that memories have objectified us. So where they want us to go, we go. And that's how we live most of the time, that our memories decide how we live. So, and we give too much power to the wrong things, that if you want to just have a bad day, all you need to do is just remember a bad scenario. And there goes your day. And yet you cannot quickly say, hey, that's a bad memory. Let me choose a good one. And then stay there. And then make your day again. So it is a daily, when you are accessing your memory, you are the person in control and you're the person making the decision. You are the one choosing what you want to remember. You are the one choosing what you want to stick by. And I want to remind you once if the meeting should drop at any point, just go back to the same link and just you'll be back. So have you understood anyone who has an issue with that point, that you are the person who chooses your memories? Anyone who feels like no, I need to object now. You're in a very good class whereby you guys can always question the teacher. You can question at any point. Anyone? Should I go on?
Can I ask a question?
Yes, Catherine.
Could it be because you haven't healed up, or you haven't, what do you call it, ujaachilia kenye caused that bad memory, ndo bado uja change your perspective towards everything?
Okay, now that's a good question, but you are asking something that is coming down our road.
Okay.
So I just wanted that area first. Anyone who wants to question that point. So you are agreeing, then asking something different. So anyone else?
Yeah, I think I have.
Yes,
I don't know
Oliver.
if it's But my question is, so if we are the ones who choose our memories and we are the ones who decide what we want to remember, why don't we remember some things?
Good. That one is also coming. So that's a good question, meaning that you're still agreeing with me in terms of you're the one. And now what you're questioning is only the choice. True, Oliver?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
So meaning that everyone is agreeing with me that we make the choices. So where you want to know is why we make the choices we make. I see some things on the chat. Sometimes it's very hard to ignore bad memories when they come flashing back. Very true. I am not fully agreeing that we choose. Who is this? Marianne says I'm not fully agreeing. So for the sake of Marianne, let me try and give some more evidence. Everything that happens to you may happen to you willingly or unwillingly, accidentally or intentionally. Everything comes like that. All our experiences, they were either intentional, accidental, but they are things we have lived through. So those are the things that formulate our memory. Now, look at, I want to give you a very good scenario. I have done sessions and therapy for people who have been raped. And I have seen very different, diverse things happening to their memory. Someone may get raped and then they decide, too bad for me. I can't stomach that memory. And they block the entire memory. They have not dealt with anything, but they have blocked the memory. So should rape be ever mentioned anywhere, they have zero recollection. They can actually even decree upon themselves that they have never been raped. Yet they have been raped. And they have been able to shut down that memory completely and decided, I am not going to go there. Because our mind has that capacity and ability to block. So we have the ability to block. And people are able to do that, especially when they have gone through extremely adverse situation, or maybe a malignant situation that does not change. It remains. So you decide the only way I can tackle myself and be sane about this situation is block. I actually have a brother, because of my mom. My mom really, when she has to talk, she overdoes it. So she can really do it. And my brother has trained his mind in such a way that mom can be talking and he is hearing nothing. And teenagers are able to do that. So that is ability to block. So there is that active one that is current, that you can block what is happening, but you can also do the same thing on a past memory and say, this one I will never revisit, and you block it. Now, blocking does not mean that you have dealt with the situation and the repercussions of the situation you experienced, but it only means that you have decided you shall not revisit the memory. So our mind has the ability to completely block, whether you have dealt with the situation or not. Something else also the mind is able to do is we have stored the memory, but because we don't visit the memory every now and then we tend to think it is forgotten, but it is just stored up in your, with the right triggers, it can be aroused and you can remember. But you can also think that you have forgotten. But again, I am saying the word is think you have forgotten, but you have not forgotten. It is stored in your past. It is stored in your memory, only that you do not revisit. So your dendrites, let me clarify what dendrites are. This our brain cells they have hair-like growings that are called dendrites. And the more you access a memory, the information, the dendrites grow longer, and they are able to almost touch. So making accessing the memory becomes very easy. So the less you access a particular memory, the shorter the dendrites grow, and therefore the jump between one dendrites to the other becomes longer, and therefore it takes longer to remember. And that's where the subconscious conscious mind operate from. It is from the territory of memory. So I don't know if you have understood up to that point, that our mind has the ability to do all those things, to block and also not to access. But that does not negate the fact that the memory is there. So the question begs is, why do we, let me first of all go to how we store. How we store, maybe it will help us so that we can be able to deal with bad memories. We can be able to handle, we see how we store, so that next time we can use our mind in the right manner if we need to do that, so that we can store up things that we like, and we can remove the things that we do not like. So, and since we are gonna be back in a minute, so you guys just go back to the link, and let's come back in a minute.